and welcome to another edition of Hard Copy, the program where we bring you the people behind the news. I'm Maokwe Ogun. Well, last week, I did promise that the team at Hard Copy was going to stay on the recent clashes between farmers and herdsmen with a view to drawing attention to this menace with the hope that governments across board are able to find a solution to it. Benue State is arguably one state that has been most affected by this crisis. And today, Governor Samuel Ortom joins us to talk about the crisis and what he considers possible solutions to the conflict. Do stay with us. Governor Samuel Ortom, you're welcome to Hard Copy.
Thank you very much.
Let's quickly get to the matter of the day. With over 500 people reportedly killed in Agatu alone and about 7,000 people displaced from that particular crisis, Benue State has felt the heat of the crisis between farmers and herdsmen. From your experience, and I'm sure you must have set up a committee on the matter, what would you say has been the cause of this crisis in Benue State?
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate channels for their balanced coverage at all times, trying to protect the people, government, and all that cares. But it is an unfortunate development. Benue State remains one state that is at the heat of this challenge of herdsmen and farmers' clashes. I will attribute the cause to two issues. One, lack of land for grazing, and the second one is the criminality that is involved between herdsmen and farmers. One, some people have argued that we should go back to grazing land and then grazing routes. I appreciate them, but I know that when grazing routes and grazing lands was enacted, it was around 50s, the 1950s, and I'm aware that the total population of Nigeria was less than 40 million. Today, by 2012 projection, we have over 170 million. 2016 projection, I believe it will be close to 200 million.
So there's been no review of the grazing routes?
There has not been any review. Now, with the human activities and with the upsurge of population, you discover that more hospitals, more land settlements, more markets, and human activities all over the place. And some of these grazing routes and areas have been taken over by federal highways. So it becomes very difficult for land to contend with. I'm aware that even the 920,000 square kilometers that we used to have is no longer in place because of the extension of Bakassi to the Cameroons. Now, it has become a problem. Especially in Benue State, where we are the food basket of the nation, more than 80% of the people are peasant farmers. So it becomes a very big challenge.
There is also the talk about how the Lake Chad Basin is drying up, and the desertification is also coming into parts of the north, and you find that farmers, herdsmen who used to find pastures further up north are finally being forced to come down south. Do you think that has any bearing on some of the on the conflicts as well?
It does, and in addition, other West African countries understand they still have the same challenge, and they find Nigeria as a place to come and graze. So it has become a very difficult problem, because what we have noticed in Benue State that the indigenous Fulanis we had, or herdsmen, are no longer the ones creating this problem. We have foreigners coming in with large number of cattle, and it has really created a problem. But I think that most importantly, there is no land. Again, the way it used to be in the 50s, because it has even been compounded by the country trying to diversify the economy, and the first thing that comes to mind is agriculture. And of course, for us in Benue State, we have comparative advantage in agriculture. More than 90% of the land is arable. We have the rivers Benue and River Kasinala, and so we are farmers. And it is very difficult to find empty land where there will be grazing and then the route to which these herdsmen will take their cattle.